What's up, chat? Today we are going to do the Q&A. Let's see if this is maybe better for the voice. Okay. So yeah, today the Q&A video, because like I felt this was something I had to do if I wanna restart doing YouTube, because this whole thing on doing a video here for free is to help you out, and what a better way than asking you to tell me question, okay? So without wasting any more time, let's start with the first question of today, which was this one. Let me do like 40. Okay, I think you can read pretty good now. What was the lowest point of your career, and in what moment, no, in that moment, what lesson taught you the hardest to make you realize everything and to shift? My lowest point in my career, it's a bit difficult because when I first started trading, or more so when I was learning trading and I was learning to be profitable, I had several lowest point, a lot lowest point, okay? But I think the shift point was like the my my really the really bottom of my career, which was like maybe 7th month ago, or maybe a bit, maybe 1 year ago. And I remember like I was very uncomfortable with my position in my life. I I don't want to say depressed, because depressed is a big words, okay? But I feel like I was not feeling very good, and not only in trading, in every aspect of my life, which was like a sentimental aspect, because like I had no girl or so. Other than that, um, yeah, my financial aspect was, of as you can understand, very bad, because trading wasn't working. Spent a lot of uh, money on evils without really knowing what I was doing. Or no, 1 year ago I knew what I was doing, like maybe it was just full porting, or my psychology was fucked up. In my sport I wasn't doing really well. So yeah, all these things combined, I was like fucked up. Also in my family I wasn't really comfortable. And so I remember a specific night that I went like out to do a run, and I stopped out at a beach to cry, to pray to God, and that and I remember perfectly that is from that night that I started to connect my and strengthen my relationship with God, and I prayed that everything would work out maybe better. And since that night, I think everything started to work out. Everything. Okay. Um, what lesson taught you the hardest to make you realize everything to shift? When I sold my last gift that I received it like for my birthday or something when I was little, that I sold it to buy like the last two evils that I could afford, something like this. Since then, I realized that yeah, I can't continue to revenge trade, to trade like shit and these things. Okay, next question. What was the feeling of the first payout? Was more of a relief or a confidence boost for all the shit that you passed? Okay, that's a really good question because I have like the certificate of my first payout there under the bed because like yeah, and it's a really good question because as strange as it may sound, I didn't really feel anything, to be honest, because I don't know, I didn't feel anything because in my mind I was like, as I always told you, I'm more delusional than anything. So in my mind, I already had that money. I already was profitable. I just needed the proof in real life, okay? But in my mind, I was so convinced that I was profitable that then that single payout didn't mean really anything. So when I received it, I didn't really have any time to be happy about that because I was already focused onto the net things, which was like maybe 10K a month, okay? So I wasn't really happy at all. I was just thinking this isn't because my first payout was like a max payout of a one account of my funded futures, which was like 1K or so. And I was thinking this isn't really much. I can buy some clothes and some evils with it, but then it's gone. So it's nothing, okay? I wasn't happy at all, which is maybe not good at all, but if I think about it, that mentality brought me of where I am today. So maybe it is good, I don't know. But yeah, I'm never ever really happy of what I accomplish in life, to be honest. But yeah, in terms of confidence, it was a bit of confidence because my biggest problem with trading was ever that I think it was all a scam, that all the influencers that were doing trading were like just making money off course selling, and seeing that single payout made me realize that actually this isn't a scam, okay? But other than that, I wasn't happy at all, and I didn't feel anything about that. Third question. Fuck. Okay. What was the hardest for you in trading? The psychology? Did you ever go crazy once thinking about to quit? Okay, good question. My hardest thing in trading was surely psychology, and as I said before, it was realizing that this whole trading things isn't a scam. I think that was my major problem in trading. Once I realized that this wasn't a scam and this was possible, I started also to fix slowly my psychology. And did I ever think about to quit? No, never. Never in my mind. Even when I blown like 6K of evals in less than a week, I didn't even think to quit, okay? Because as I told before, in my mind, I was already at the next goal. I was already at that 10K month, okay? So I didn't even care about that 6K because I knew in my mind that that was a long-term investment, okay? So yeah, that's it. I never ever ever thought about quitting. I was surely not sure that trading was something real, but other than that, never thought about quitting. Okay, fourth question here. How do you deal with the intraday drawdown? Can you share Trailhead settings? Okay, about the Trailhead settings, I'll show them in the Discord. How do you deal with intraday drawdown? Um, just the intraday drawdown is till you make 2K profit. So till that 2K profit, I just like try to take very good setup with 1/2 contract, and once I build the buffer, it's easy. So and still you build the 2K trailing drawdown, trail your stop loss in profit a lot. Just that, maybe. Fifth question. What brought you into trading? Okay, that's a really good one. What brought me into trading? Okay, I remember. I was like, since I was little, I was trying to make money online because my family financial situation isn't great. Okay, it wasn't great since the start. So, since I was very little, I started to do little thing. As some of you may know, I was doing like developing modification for games like Minecraft and these things. I did a lot of things. And so, in the big era of Andrew Tate, I started his course. So I bought his course. And there was the trading things, but more of all, there was the meme coins thing. So I remember trading a bit of meme coin or these things a bit. And one day I remember opening for error a platform of meme coin trading with and I saw these graphics and these things, and I was very curious, okay, and I started putting money in that, but a bit not much, like 50 euros or something like that, to try and see if this worked out. And I was very curious. Since that, I started to studying. I started with DJR and these things. Of course, very slowly, because before that, I've blown like 300 euros without knowing anything in a live account, and I did forex and these things. So it was a slow process, but I think other than that, that wasn't really something that made me start. It was more of a scaling process that brought me into trading. Okay, this is nice. Let me see if you see the question here. Okay, perfect. How did your friends react when they found that you do day trade? When my friends reacted, okay, I am in my mind and in my opinion, friends are real friends are not many, okay? Personally, I have one, maybe two real friends that I consider actually my friends that I can trust with my life, okay? Maybe one or two, okay? And I'll talk about them, not other people that which I have confidential and social interaction with, just friends that I consider actual trustworthy. When they found out that you the trade, my best friends told me, I think this is all gambling. I don't think that you are wasting your time because you will for sure learn something with it. But if you think this will work out, I trust you. In the meantime, I'm continuing my uni process, so the like school and these things. But if you succeed, I learn with you, okay? So it was more of septic reaction, but nothing crazy. That you made some money, they were really proud of me, and they started to help me out in the psychology things. And how did you react when you started making more money than they thought? Because I I cut off a part of the question. Okay, that you thought you will make. They were really proud of me. Nothing crazy. They didn't ask for money for lunch. I tried to pay lunch. I remember once I told them of my first 10K month. I were like visiting them, and I tried to pay the dinner. We were at KFC, and they didn't let me. So that's why you started to understand that I consider only two or one of them my real friends, because like I trust them with my life, okay, and they trust me with their life. So they were really happy. They helped me because I'm not good at spending my money. Okay, I like to spend money fast. Okay, so they helped me out to figure out a financial responsible plan. And yeah, other than that, anything. They were just happy. Seventh question. What made you create the community? Okay, that's good. That's a good question. Okay, I initially started trading. When I initially started trading, I joined a community trading a shitty ass strategy. And as you know, when you first start, you just strategy hope, and yeah. So I started trading that strategy. And remember, even if the strategy was fucking useless. It was like a mechanic strategy called Orb or something, or opening range breakout or something like this. You're so lost, and a community like that helped me a lot, because I remember joining the VC like every day to trade with them, and even so they weren't really like expert in trading. It was helping me a lot mentally. I remember once I blown like five 150K account with Top Step. The first things I did wasn't crying over myself, but was writing to them in the server that I was coming after after it with a stronger. Okay, so the first of my thought was, let me say it to them, and yeah, this was the message. I don't know if you can see, but okay. So, so I knew that a community would help me a lot, and also other than that, I really like to help people out start and realize their dream. It's really something that make me happy. And since I was little, one of my biggest dreams was to become an influencer. So this was social things is because since I was little, I want to be an influencer with my best friends, with which was the one I was talking about before. Now, what do your parents and girlfriend think about you day trading? Okay, my parents don't support this at all. They never supported me with day trading and all the online job that I did. And I'm not gonna dive into this more because it's a bit of a sensitive topic to me. But yeah, they didn't ever support me in these things in any way. Okay. And my girlfriend otherwise didn't care at all about what I do. Like, I just know that she supports me, and that's everything I need to know, to be honest. If you could give only one tip to a beginner, what would it be? Let me think about it. To never quit, okay? Just never quit, never. That's the best advice I can give. Never, ever, ever quit because you'll get it figured out. That's the best thing I can say. If you talk about more trading related, maybe spend a lot of time on the charts and don't overcomplicate everything. And question now. If you had to use only one higher time frame confluence, what would it be? For sure, and I'll put my life on it, rejection block. I really, really love rejection block. 1 hour, 15 minute, 4 hour rejection block. They works. Of course, not all the time, but it's the best confluence to me on the higher time frame that I use because if you only add one, I think that's the best you can use. So higher time frame rejection block for sure. Weak T rejection block, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's a long question now. What was the inflection point where you had stopped coming from your strategy and started coming from your self-awareness? My edge always came and or is always coming from my strategy, okay? The only difference is that now, with experience, I trade more with discretion and I take more trade. I don't have the set rules of take 2 trade a day because also I trade more sessions. So if the price action is shitty during Asia, that doesn't mean that the price action will be shitty during New York or London. So I don't trade just 2 trade a day. Yes, but discretion in my strategy at the moment is very important. Definitely for bias. I use discretion a lot for bias. What changing in how you observe your own behavior that you improve with your payouts? Just don't care about the money, okay? No, sorry, not don't care about the money, but when you trade, don't care about the money. Trade to take the best possible trade. When you are entering a trade, think about not the possible money that you can make, but how beautiful of a trade it will be. Okay, so the thing that maybe changed a lot to for me, that I think it's a good advice. Join my server and every time before entering a trade, think, would I call this level in the server? If the answer is not because you're not confident, don't enter the trade, okay? If the answer is yes, call the trade, even if it go to stop loss, it's fine because I mean, we know that trading isn't 100% probability, it's a probability game. And yeah, that's the best answer and tip I can give to you. What's your win rate like? I see most people say top ticking win rate isn't very good. Of course, isn't the best, but combined with what I do, the concept that I use, it's I think the higher in the game because I use every possible concept or confluence that maximize my probability, which is like using also order flow and these things. And it also depends a lot of the month. So, for example, for my strategy, February was perfect, perfect, perfect price action. The best price action I ever seen during Asia. It was on February 2026, and I had like a 75 slash 80% win rate, and I never had a single red day during February, a single one. I was all green during February. So it also a lot depends on the month, on the year, and these things, on the day. But generally, it's from, I would say, 60 to 75, something like this. No, fuck, I need to do. Do you manage to find a trade every day? Will you start, or is it like 1, 2 days in the week type of thing? Okay, so basically, if I use only my strategy and not discretion, so if I'm like very mechanic with my strategy, which isn't bad, okay, it's a good way for beginner to trade. It happens that I can find a setup for 1 or 2 days. While with my current trading situation, which include discretion and self-awareness, I trade every day and I take at least 1, 2 trade a day because I trade during Asia, sometimes during London, and sometimes or often during New York. Okay, which isn't great because I don't sleep, but I mean, I'm at a point in my life which my go win. Uh, oh fuck! I can't talk. I'm at a point in my life where my only goal is to make as much money as I can. So I'm not sleeping. I just focus on trading and socials to stack as much money as I can. But yeah, it depends a lot on the day, but usually at least 1 or 2 trade a day. I'm struggling really bad on my yields. I wanna be aggressive and try to get it past it, but I just can't stop overtrading or basically just gambling try to pass. How do you program yourself to have that discipline and psychology to keep everything aligned? I think that's psychology is a lot of experience. For example, now I gamble all my evils. Not gamble, I full port all my evils with a very good level. So if I see during like Asia or New York a very good level, I tried it on evils with max contract size. And yeah, so can stop over trading, just lock yourself out of after a trade, because now with the recent prop firm you can do everything to lock you out in the platform. Gambling to try to pass, I mean, it's not bad. Evals are completely useless. Try to pass it as fast as you can, but not gamble like clicking buy or sell randomly. Just find a good level and enter full size. If you can stop, it's just you. You need to be more disciplined, and discipline start from um, all the other things in your life, not just trading. So if you are undisciplined in trading, you need to fix your discipline also in other aspect of your life, any other aspect of your life, basically. Which prop firm is the best in your opinion right now? Uh, there are a lot of valid prop firm. Maybe if you want to scale, TPT is good, but you need a bit of experience to use the daily trailing drawdown, the real-time trailing drawdown, or I like my funded futures, I mean, or Top Step is good because Top Step X isn't good if your psychology sucks because the whole Top Step X is made to make you gamble because you see all these green numbers and this bright color. But other than that, the platform is very good. The copy trading is perfect, so Top Step isn't bad. The rules are okay, but I mean, TPT, so Take Profit Trader, Top Step, My Funded Futures, and Alpha Futures are the best, to be honest. Also, Lucid right now isn't bad. This is the last question. How do you determine where to place your stop loss and what sides should it be? It it depends a lot, to be honest, but generally I do max 10 point stop loss and sometimes 5 points, usually 5 points. And yeah, that's only the rules I say. But if like I trade, for example, a rejection block, I enter on entry trigger like a rejection block, and with a 10 point stop loss, it will be like a bit above a bit below the wick of the rejection block I entered off. I make my stop loss a bit bigger to place it like right above the wick, but other than that it's pretty simple, max 10 point and yeah. Okay, that was the last question, but I think I have another one on TikTok that I forgot about. Let's see. I know you were mostly trading ICT concept before, but how did you kind of get into action market theory? What made you, I think it means order flow? What made you start looking into that? Did you edge decay or any particular reason? No, ICT is totally fine to trade only with it, but I started trading also order flow because um, it gives you a more confident entry. You're more confident in your trade. It's a bit more precise and after all it's just more precise, you have more confidence and the trades overall are more specific, okay? But other than that, it isn't necessary. You can trade of course without order flow, but it's a good confluence to learn. It's a good way of trading, so why not? Okay. I was profitable before order flow, but I think my edge slightly become better with it. Okay. So these were all the all the question of today. I think we did pretty good in today's Q&A video. I really appreciate all the support and all the questions you made. I hope my answer satisfy your questions and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.